I run a LinkedIn newsletter called Business Growth Through Customer Experience. I've identified that our industry is struggling really because we struggle to directly demonstrate our value to top line and bottom line. There is very much a conversation around ROI, but I believe, and this is my opinion, that that's symptomatic of us not being able to demonstrate our contribution to organizational growth. So what I've decided to do is ask yourself as an expert in the industry about your thoughts about how customer experience drives growth for organizations and what Cemantica has been able to achieve in the marketplace. So I've got a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you. Firstly is, can you share a little bit more about your professional story and the purpose really around and behind Cemantica?
So my story in this space started from actually coming from the world of CRM implementation, where while I was implementing CRM systems, I got to the conclusion that we are asking most of the questions to the users and not to the customers. So while you're implementing a customer relationship management system, which naturally should focus on the needs of the customers, you're never talking to them. You are talking to the users who are going to use the system, but they are not the customers. So this inside-out of approach of implementing systems has triggered me to think that maybe the way, maybe we need to inverse things. And if we want to implement successful systems, which was the microcosmos where I was living at that time, we need to start from asking the questions to the customers, and then from that, combine them with the needs of the user. So this is where I started from. And then the idea with the Cemantica was to provide the tool that will surface this outside-in view. So while we are very familiar with all the techniques of, mapping user requirements and understanding the internal organizational needs, understanding the perspective of the customer and what customer really need and want and expect from us is much more difficult. Because there are many customers, they're not accessible to you, you need to reach out, not everyone will answer. So there's kind of needs to be a systematic way of collecting this feedback, analyzing it, understanding what's behind the needs of the customers, what do they expect from us, and then tailoring and designing a journey that will meet their needs. So this is how I came to it. And I think that the value that the system is adding is the ability to do it in a systematic manner and not as a one-off exercise.
Thank you. So you've shared a little bit about sort of the core principles behind Cemantica's approach to enhancing customer experience. Can you share with me a little bit more about how Cemantica helps achieve business growth for customers through customer experience? And maybe touch on some of the key features and some of the tools that organizations are using to improve their customer experience and to achieve business growth.
So first of all, the basic thing is to have a cycle. So to have the ability in the tool to document everything from designing your CX strategy until the implementation of the projects or initiatives that are going to improve customer experience, then measuring the impact and refining the cycle all over again. So you first of all need to have the ability to manage a cycle in the system. So Cemantica was designed to have the functional breadth to support this, first of all. Secondly, the centerpiece of all this approach are journeys. So you're designing journeys in order to optimize the customer routes, optimize the journey scenarios, so you can get the best results. When we say results, we actually mean results for the customer, meaning improving their experience, and results for the business, achieving business goals. So what we're doing at Cemantica is we're combining on the same customer journey map, both the perspective of the customer, which is the outside-in view, everything which is above the visibility line, and also everything which is below the visibility line. Your internal systems, business processes, departments that are operating in the touch points, as well as the business KPIs that the organization needs to achieve. This is where you do the link between improving the NPS score will result with better conversion rate, a better loyalty and customer lifetime value, less churn, all of these business metrics that are on the same customer journey map where you're mapping the pain points, the opportunities, the solutions, everything you want to do from a customer perspective to improve their experience. And this is where you tie customer experience and business objectives.
Thank you for that explanation. I was wondering if there is a case study that you're comfortable to share. Obviously, nothing, that cannot be shared publicly. But we're, curious just to make it a little bit practical for readers. How and where has Cemantica been able to implement this and achieve the business growth outcomes for a customer?
So, without citing any names, just taking examples. So, take an example in the financial industry, let's say banking industry, okay, which is a vertical where we have more than a few customers. And implementing Cemantica helps you achieve business goals in three ways. First of all, the fact that you're using a journey management platform, which has this continuous improvement cycle, is helping you educate your organization. And the people that are using the platform are, by definition, by the fact that they go through the cycle of designing persona profile, mapping customer journeys, identifying the pain points, ideating solutions, all of this. Just by the fact that everyone is using the same platform, you are promoting collaboration, sharing of knowledge, understanding of customer problems, issues, and needs. So just by the fact that you're using the system with many users and people using the system, help the bank improve customer centricity and customer understanding. So you're getting the benefits that people that are using the tool are then in their daily job are more customer focused, more customer centric in their decisions. The second value that was delivered to this bank was the fact that now journey maps could be quantified in terms of business value, really money, because you have a customer journey, you are identifying pain points, then you are ideating solutions. What's the value of this? What is it bringing to the organization? Now, people will say, will reduce churn rate or increase customer lifetime value. Great, but in how much? And how much money is it worth for the organization? Because if you improve the half a point and this is $50,000, maybe my investments in CX are not worthwhile because it not bring me the return on investment that I'm looking for. So what it did for the bank is the ability to quantify in terms of money the journey optimization scenarios. If you're implementing this future state map, this is $2 million. If you're going to implement this version of the future state map, you're going to get $1.1 million. And then you can take decisions. You might choose the one where you get less value in terms of financial value, but more value in terms of customer experience improvement. It's a balance that you need to do. But it is very clear, and I think that was the big value in terms of this case study, is finally customer experience started having, something tangible. You could really touch, you could really say, I'm going to earn $1 million by doing this journey optimization scenario. Many organizations, they map the current state, then they map the future state, and they build like an experience roadmap to bridge the gaps between the two, but they don't know how much money they're going to make out of it. Yeah. And this is what Cemantica with this case study was trying to do.
Yeah. So you mentioned a couple of things that for me are client world challenges. First is the framework, what you refer to as the cycle, right? So how do you go about achieving your customer experience outcomes in a structured, repeatable way, right? So that's the structure. Secondly is collaboration. Thirdly is for me the financial value. So I'm very, very happy to hear that. But I'm interested more, about your view on what are customers and clients' current challenges today that you're seeing in them going about trying to improve their customer experience, and how does Cemantica help them overcome these obstacles and challenges And how are you making sure that, what you deliver is tailored to the unique needs of each client that you have?
So there are many challenges, so I don't want to name so many. I'll focus on the, let's say, the three big challenges that I see. First of all, there is a challenge of consolidating all your CX work in one place. Like you have lots of islands of informations, people working in different methods. The information is scattered in different information systems. So it's very hard to consolidate everything, to align everyone on the same practice, the same way of working. Because one of the values you unlock in by using this type of platform and by implementing a journey management approach is that you align everyone on the same way of working. And just by this fact, you are improving collaboration, alignment, accountability. You are making sure that the way journeys are designed have the same logic behind and not getting like accidental results by the fact that everyone is using different things. The second challenge yeah.
No, carry on. I'm
Oh,
really enjoying the accidental results because
okay.
customer experience is either by default or by design, and
Yeah.
therefore by extension, the business
Yeah. But if you
value
want
chain.
to design it, you need people to design it in the same with the same tools, with the same approach, with the same
Yeah,
methodology. Because if everyone is trying to design it in their own stuff and using their own way of doing it, then you're getting different results and you don't have a way to compare them like apples and pears and melons, and it's becoming a mix of different stuff that is not aligned the same way. And the second big challenge I see is that there is a lot of data. You're getting a lot of mountain of data out there. And it's very hard to analyze all of this thing and connect it to the customer journey. Because finally, you want to have one place where you can see everything. You don't want to jump in between systems and start digging in data. You want one place that will give you a snapshot of your journey current state and the different journey optimization scenarios that you could be taking in order to improve customer experience and achieve your business goals. And I think that the third big challenge that organization and customer experience professionals are facing is to convince management to invest in customer experience. So one of the issues is how are you able to maintain a customer experience program to last over time? These
okay, yeah,
programs, they tend to start, big, then they get stuck, then they decline. And the reason they get stuck is because they reach the execution phase. They reach the phase where you need to prove that you bring value. Because before you're a promise. So it sounds great, people understand, and people say, okay, that's great, let's do customer experience. You start doing it, then you get to the point where, okay, we found that we need to solve these problems, who's going to do it now? And what should we do? Then you get to organization, the fact that organizations are organized in silos. And people in silos, they don't work for the greater good. They work for their objective of their department. And so if it's not in their job description to do something for customer experience, if they're not getting remunerated for it, and you don't have any, let's say, authority over them because you're a transverse function as a CX professional, then it's very hard to move forward. So I think this is the third challenge, is how you overcome this siloed organization and maintain your customer experience program alive, getting budgets and funding because it's a cost center, and proving that you are generating revenue for the organization.
yeah. Super, thank you. I like that. Yeah, especially the moving away from becoming a promise to having demonstrated your value. That for me is the key challenge, and that's what I'm focused on understanding and writing my newsletter about. So thank you for those insights.
And
Uh,
this is the reason why you need a system, because you cannot do it without a system. It doesn't work. You can't do it on an Excel sheet, on a paper, or it doesn't work. You have to show systematically that your program is working. You have
yeah,
to document things that people can access and share and collaborate.
yeah,
You, by definition, it's a system. And,
yeah.
and, and Cemantica is designed as a journey management system to allow you to manage this cycle, to show the results, to fix the experience frictions that you find, and to measure the outcome of it. You can't do it without a system.
And so Thank you very much. Let's look forward a little bit. Let's look at the future. Are there any new emerging trends in customer experience that you believe will have a massive impact on business growth over the next couple of years? So, let's just look back over the last year or two. ChatGPT and AI and, automation to an extent is rearing its head. It's starting to have an impact on interactions and customer experience. How's Cemantica preparing for such changes as well?
So I think looking to the future, there's two big trends that we need to take into consideration. The first big trend is the pace of change. Okay, the pace of change is exponential. It's going faster and faster, and the fact that it's going faster and faster is making the life of organizations very hard to plan, very hard to anticipate, and to prepare for the change. And that means that you have to keep an agile structure and an agile approach to change and respond to the fluctuation of the market when they appear, when they happen. This is one big trend, and this is by definition impacting the journeys of organizations. It means that the journeys that organizations are used to practice and design, they're changing as well, very fast. It's not just changing because technology change. It's changing because your customers are changing their needs and expectations. They are changing their behaviors. They're changing what they are asking for you, because you're not compared anymore only to your industry. You are compared to all the industries out there. When you buy online, you're compared to Amazon, Apple, retail shops, everything. Doesn't matter what you're buying online. The shopping experience online is compared to everyone. That's just an example, and this happens everywhere. The second big trend is definitely artificial intelligence. And I think it's becoming a must-have to have it injected as part of your business processes. I mean, if you won't do it today, you will have to do it tomorrow. It's like it's not something you can escape from, because artificial intelligence is holding the keys to very powerful abilities of analytics and repetitive tasks, conducting repetitive tasks. So if you look to the future, there is a very high probability that the organization in a couple of years will include human employees and virtual employees that are AI machines, avatars, that are doing repetitive tasks that have clearly defined rules and that can be followed. There is no reason a human will do something which has a clear rule behind and a clear outcome. A machine can do it, and the machine can do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So there's no vacation, there's no problem, no illness, nothing. This is just an example of the most basic thing, but the machine learning capabilities of AI can learn also and develop more algorithms and models that will help them do more and more tasks. If we connect them to the organizational knowledge, they can become as efficient as employees. So what's going to happen is that employees or humans will be more focused on the relationship elements, on the behaviors, on building sentiment, on understanding sentiment, emotions, all the emotional side that only humans can understand and feel, and machines and AI driven machines will be focused on the repetitive tasks, the efficiency, data analytics, making it happen, like executing your customer experience strategy. But defining your customer experience strategy will probably be left as a domain for humans. These are the two big trends I see.
So with that in mind, then, what advice would you now give to customers, clients of yours, or organizations in general, perhaps, that are just starting to focus on improving their customer experience and outcomes now? What best practices, how do they integrate CX strategies into business growth plans?
So I think that things work well when there's a solid base. And you can't be alone in it. Like, it can't be your initiative. This isn't good if you're the only one on the game, the only one driving, the only one saying, the only one that's pushing for customer experience, because then you become the owner. You own it. And that's not good, because customer experience at scale works when other people in the organization adopt the methodology, understand it, and implement it themselves. It's like a tree, you know? It's like a pyramid. You can't be the only piece in the pyramid, it will fall. You need many people to support you. So my first advice is, first of all, engage more people with you in this initiative of customer experience. Create a core team, not that is your core team, a core team in the organization or cross-functional one that can help you deliver the message. So there has to be a track in every customer experience program that's concerns people, that's focused on customer centricity, customer obsession, customer-centric culture, transforming the mindset from a product/service-oriented company to a customer-oriented company. So this is one piece of advice. Second piece of advice is technology. If you want this to work at scale and on the long run, you need to have technology implemented. So build your set of tools that are going to support you in this initiative, where you can manage the customer experience program, where you can brainstorm, design your journeys, implement them, measure the outcome, get the data that you need. This is the second one, technology. The third piece of advice is, most of the secret sauce is in the data. Most of the insights are there, and they are around you. You just don't analyze them, or you don't get them, or you're not aware of them. There's many things we can say about the data, but the data is all over the place in the organization. It's just scattered. You need to get to a place where you're able to consolidate your data into a data model with golden records that are giving you some insights about what's happening. Not only base your action on surveys and VOC data, because this is very partial. There are keys in the voice of the process, what we call the voice of the process, or the behavioral data, that can provide you valuable insights that you will not find in any survey question or answer. You will not find it in VOE or voice of the employee. These are things that you get just from observing the behavior of your customers. And there's a gold mine there that many organizations I see don't exploit at all. And it's just there. And one of the very easy examples I give, I mean, the 15th person on the line to the toilet in a gas station, that they're unhappy, right? You don't need to ask them if they're happy or not happy. They're unhappy, right? The sixth car to charge the electric car, waiting in the queue, knowing that it has an hour to wait until we'll charge the vehicle. This person is unhappy, unsatisfied. I mean, there's no reason to ask questions that are obvious. So there are many things we can conclude just by observing and then getting this feed into our journeys.
Thank you. Super. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, if what I've observed in doing customer experience surveys is there are also regional tendencies to be more or less liberal with the scores you give and the feedback that you give. So surveys can also be very subjective. Or the same survey to multiple segments, right? So what do you take away from that? It's almost like what you're saying is when people show you how they behave, then believe them, and you see that through the behavioral data. Final question, Eytan, thank you so much for what you've shared. What do you personally enjoy most about leading Cemantica and working in the CX field? And what keeps you motivated and inspired in your role?
There are a couple of things. First of all, I'm enjoying improving experiences. So, by implementing the system and helping organizations optimize their customer journeys, I think we're making a contribution for a better world somewhere. Because optimized journeys, when you have a positive customer experience, you have a positive impact on yourself. You're feeling better, you have less stress, right? When things go well, you're less stressed, and you're feeling somewhere you're feeling good about it, you know, when your plane comes on time and gets on time, when you don't have any queue to buy something, when you ordered something online and it's delivered in 48 hours, you know, when you have a problem with your phone and it's fixed on spot without waiting, you know, in 30 minutes you have back your phone. Like these positive surprises of improving customer experience, I think they're contributing to reducing stress and to improving, to getting people that are just happier, you know, just happier. When things go well, you're happy. So this is one thing I'm passionate about, is to make lives of people better. And I think that optimizing customer journeys is doing that in different industries. And I would say that the second thing I'm passionate about is to see the growing understanding and maturity of what customer experience is really all about. What is it all about? Because there is much confusion on what is customer experience. Is it, you know, it's marketing thing, it's NPS, it's customer service upgraded. What is it exactly? It's like something not tangible. People are finding a hard time figuring out what it should do also in an organization. So I am passionate about seeing this practice grow, mature, more people speak the language of customer experience and understand the real roots of why we're doing it, you know? It's not just to have smiley faces, there's also the business value that you want to generate. It's the business practice customer experience. So I would say that I see myself as a bridge between customer experience as a practice and the business side, the numbers, the objectives, you know, the CEO side of things, that is looking to see the value that this is going to bring to him as a business practice. So I enjoy being this bridge and facilitating the language on both sides.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for your time. Thank you for what you